Summer is here, which means we all want to look and feel our best. A GLP-1 may be right for you. Visit orderlymeds.com to learn more about which GLP-1 you could be eligible for. Getting started is fast, easy, and happens virtually through telemedicine from licensed professionals. Check it out for yourself. Go to orderlymeds.com/podcast. That's orderlymeds.com/podcast. Taking care of yourself feels great. Compounded medications are not FDA approved. Eligibility required and determined by a licensed provider. Individual results may vary. See website for details.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inside Out Smile. I'm your host, Dr. Amber Q, and today I want to talk about something that's all over the media, and that is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Now, I'm going to say something that may or not be expected, but honestly, the thing is, what I really love about Taylor Swift, and she's obviously wonderfully talented, but what I really love about her is the lovely things that she does for other people. You know, when she gave her crew these bonuses, and now before her wedding, what does she do? And her hubby? Actually, I don't know about her hubby as much, but what did she do? Because I'm not an expert in that area, but what did she do? She gave away 26 million, or maybe the both of them did, to various charities. I love that. And the fact that she didn't want gifts from the guest list, she wanted them to donate. So I'm not sure how it worked. Like, did they donate to charities directly? Did they donate? I know, I think I saw something that said that they donated to the Taylor Swift Foundation. But the point is, you know, you look at Taylor Swift, right? And she's so lovely and down to earth. Her parents are lovely. Her brother's lovely. Then she gets married to a lovely guy, which is so nice that she's kind of got her happy ending, right? And that she's going to begin this new life, etc., have a family. And I love that because she embodies being nice, being kind to people. And, you know, I think the thing is that that's just really lovely. I am aware that I'm using the word lovely a lot. But the thing is, you know, she's done wonderful things previously, sort of charitable things and nice things for her fans. And I think that's great. But then to make that kind of a donation before your wedding, it's like, I'm so happy and I want to share the joy. And it's just so lovely. I think, you know, when she was doing her tours, she was donating to food banks. That's such a beautiful thing. And I feel that, you know, so many people follow her. So it just sets such a good example, right? She's having this amazing wedding. Instead of it being all about how lavish it is. And of course, obviously she had a privacy, which is great. But instead, the focus was that, you know, she made these charitable donations, didn't speak about them. And so it's only the charities that spoke about them. And I'm like, that's so nice, right? That's just so lovely. And I just feel that that sets such a good example to all the younger people that follow her, because she's at the absolute peak of her career. Who knows? Maybe she's going to do even more stuff. But I don't know, hasn't she won every award going? I don't know, you know? And she's going to marry someone that she absolutely loves. And yet her instinct is to give back. And I think that's just so wonderful. And I don't know much about Travis Kelce. I don't know much about sports at all, or anything really. But I've read that he's genuinely kind and gentle, and that's so lovely, you know, and he seems like a nice guy from what I've seen. I mean, what do I know? But the thing is that at the end of the day, what I want to say to you listening right now is that you don't have to be a billionaire to do what Taylor did or what she does in terms of her charitable acts. And it just reminds me, because obviously, so she's gotten married, and sorry, I should say, you know, congratulations to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I love the Just T and T married. That was so cute. She's so witty. But as if she'd be listening to this podcast. But anyway, the point is that, so now she's married, and I think she's spoken about the fact that she's looking forward to, to having a family. And this reminds me, because I was out with my elderly parents the other day, and there was a couple with their young kids, and I was kind of like, oh, there's a bit of a traffic jam, because obviously elderly parents can be very slow, and they were kind of like, oh, thank you so much for waiting. And that was a lovely moment. And I thought to myself, my gosh, this is like two ends of the spectrum of life. You've got babies in a pram, and then you've got a really elderly person. And then I think that as well, which is the reason I'm recording this podcast actually, is because of that incident. I kind of thought to myself, oh my gosh, I thought to myself that, Taylor Swift is starting out in life, and she's going to have kids, and that's just such a lovely thing, because when you have lovely parents, then you have lovely kids who make a difference in the world. And that's what it's all about, right? We can all be in different seasons, but it's how we move through life, as in kindness. And as I said, you don't need to have a massive bank account. Every single one of us, regardless of our income or our funds or our wealth, can make a choice to be generous, whether it's a charitable donation, whether it's your time, your attention, your gentle presence with someone that you love. Maybe it's just being kind in the street, right? When it would be easier not to. I don't know. And so I just think that Taylor's donation before her wedding was just such a beautiful act. It's about the principle that she had something to celebrate, but yet she was thinking of others. And that actually makes me feel really quite emotional. And I think that's the whole point of the podcast episode today, is that if we all lived by that principle, then imagine what the world could look like, right? And I know, again, she's at the pinnacle of her career and things are going well. And it's so sad, actually, because when you compare, it's so lovely that she's got a lovely down-to-earth family who've protected her. And then you look at Britney Spears and, I don't know, I just feel so sad about her. But I just think that, you don't have to be extraordinary to make an extraordinary difference to another person. So I guess all I'm thinking about is that she chose kindness and she chose generosity. And I know some might say, well, she's really happy, she's a billionaire, etc. But the thing is, even when she was going through her heartbreaks, the point is that she's always been doing charitable things and lovely things. So she's done that throughout her life, right? And that's the thing. It's not just about being wonderful when you're happy, but it's about being wonderful and lovely when you're upset, because I think that's where it really counts, right? That's where, when the pressure's on, how do we behave? So I was just thinking to myself, more than anything, what can I do more so to give in a small way? Because that's the real love story, isn't it? We have the love story of Taylor and Travis, but there's a love story of us showing up for each other, and with a little bit more heart, right? And there's a love story about ourselves, and how we care about ourselves, and for us to become best people to better serve humanity. So I think it's a love story in a multitude of ways. Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. I think that, I wish Taylor and Travis a wonderful life. They don't know who I am. They're not going to hear this, but, I wish anyone who's getting married a wonderful life. But I think that, I don't know, I can't even imagine the music that Taylor would create when she has kids, because that amount of love that she would have for her children, can you imagine? That would just be such an amazing song. But anyway, the point is that all parents love their kids, right? All of them. And when they see their children suffer, I can't even explain how painful that would be, because I'm not a mother. So I guess what I want to say is, I'm saying this to me more than myself, more than everyone else, because I saw that whole thing about, I've seen Taylor doing these donations previously, and then now this big gesture. And yeah, I can't wait for my big moment, I guess, where I could make a huge gesture to others. But the fact is, I don't need to wait till that. I can just do that now. I can do that now in my own way. So until the next episode, let's all create connection and not just change lives, but save lives.